Okay, NYC-FDRP department for 1084 at a first alarm on Pitt Street. It's the auto body shop fire. We got units already in operation at 28, 49, 32 engine companies with ladder 66, tower ladder 68, battalion 5. We got 2 lines stretched, 2 in operation. We have the tower ladder cooling down after extinguishing and knocking down the roof portion of this fire, and we're finishing up knocking out this fire. So we got the nozzleman of engine 49 with a charged line. We'll go ahead and make entry, and we're going to knock down the rest of this fire. Hopefully everything goes well. So far it's been a very smooth operation. We'll get around some of this debris. Go watch my O2 and my health. I've got 3 roof vents cut in the roof, as you can see if you look up in the roof area. I got 3 cuts into the roof. We're going to knock down. We got some tires burning here. Still got a lot of smoke generated from the steam. Can't get too close. Watch your O2 because I'm pretty deep into this garage here. Try and knock down this the tires. Rubber burns, highly toxic. A lot of gas. I mean, a lot of fume. Probably could have stretched one more length of line on my attack line. We're working it. Knock out the rest of this car. So far, even with 8 to 9 frame rates, I'm still getting some decent responses from all my rigs. Okay, I think that's it. Gonna cool some stuff down. So this operation is pretty much we got the fire knocked down, and we're in the middle of finishing our processes and overhaul. So and that's it. Getting third person. My helmet back on. So a couple of things that I've just real quick before I'm sign off here on this quick little video. A couple of little tricks that I've learned until they square out the grabbing of equipment and attaching and detaching the supply and even the attack lines is I've so far been having some really good success not having a problem of grabbing my 5-inch supply from the front bumper and using it as my supply to my engine, and then using my attack lines either side of the pumper. You can go ahead and you'll have success with it. So that's one way that I've learned, because I know there's a problem with pressing the T key, that would stretch out your supply line, and then it also can disconnect it. I mean, there's some things that need to be worked out, but that just using the front bumper supply line is saving a lot of time. When you're using the supply line from the right side of your of the bumper panel. or where the apparatus, where your connections are. So it does help. Go ahead and shut that off. And right now I've got a continual stream going. I'm going to try something here and just, you know, it's obviously single player still, so there's no one up there, but I've got the nozzle still going. I am just going to go over the 28 truck and see if this works. Hopefully it does. But go ahead and turn off the water. Let's turn it off. And there you go. So one way to skin a cat right now in single player. I wonder if I turn off the, if I turn the pumper back on, would I get my stream going again? Nope. So it's on that initial setup. So anyhow, this fire is right now in the cleanup stages and picking up. Successfully knocked down. It actually, once I got all my units on scene in 1084, it took me probably about 10 to 15 minutes. Well, altogether, the total operation, once I got all my rigs, fighting traffic. I haven't turned off traffic. Traffic needs to act right. And what I did was just for, you know, just for, let me get out here. So, just for some little tricks and stuff, proper apparatus placement is very, very key. This right here, I would say would be a good setup. I would say right now my 68 engine. When 49 went 1084, he took the first the hydrant across the street to set up his bumper supply line. I had 68 or 49 engine 68 truck pass to give him the ability to do a couple of things in this. One, it shut down my traffic. My traffic thing could do. I got you always on this scenario here. You have traffic constantly wanting to turn down this street, which then if you take your engine and try to go to this hydrant over here, okay, or even this hydrant over here, it causes problems. I mean, if you notice, 68 also caused a bit of a problem out here on the FDR for looky-loos. So I took 49. I set them up onto. I selected this hydrant here. Typically, the first due engine is going to go past the fire front on the first exposure for a rear or a back stretch of the hose, and the chauffeur is going to select a hydrant, a workable hydrant, the closest proximity to your fire front or the fire ground. In this case here, I had a hydrant on this access road, and I have another hydrant on the far side, on the north side access road. And what I wanted to do is I didn't want to select either of these for fear that my traffic would have to continue. I myself, I try to work all my scenes and responses with traffic going, anything from low to moderate, and actually heavy. It's okay, it's bearable. It's the part where Rafe, hopefully you watch this because I will put it on the Facebook site. The problem is traffic interacting with the apparatuses on a scene, on a call, backing in to quarters, exiting quarters. I think it's gotten better, but it still needs work. Traffic needs to yield, actually, when you're pulling out. You know, I mean, I know all the time it doesn't, but it would be nice that when I'm backing into quarters with my code 3 lights on, that I'm not getting broadsided by traffic. They actually stop. Now, yesterday I did find it easy hitting the Q siren, whether it be the actual Q key or the Y, and traffic seemed to yield and gave me an opportunity to back up engine 30 up on 125th on the west side. So back to this scenario and setting up my rigs. This was the call out of this fire. The 3 engines, 2 trucks, or actually the 2 engines, the squad, and yeah, it was 49, the 2 engines, and the 1 squad and the 2 trucks. So once I decided to have 49 take the hydrant on the north side of the street, he was able to stretch his supply line, hook up on the front bumper. I had 68 come in, and he not only took the corner, given the apparatus the ability to go either on exposure 1 or exposure 2 with the water pipe. Once that was hooked up, he also stopped traffic. Traffic has been like this during this entire operation. It ran extremely smooth, and this 1 car that's in between 68 and 49 has not moved. It hasn't tried to smash into 49 like it typically would in the older days. I had 28 come wrong way up the access road, stopping at this hydrant here, dropping his forward supply line, and then I charged up a stretch line from 28 to 68, and that which gave my pipe water access. 66 stretched its ladder up onto the main part of the roof. Actually 32 down here was basically extra. I didn't use anything off of 32. This whole operation was these 4 rigs here. I got my battalion chief underneath the tree. 66 outside vending man, cut the locks 360 all the way around, and he hopped up on the roof and dropped in 3 roof vents to allow gases and heat to escape. Once I did that, I dropped back down. I took my charge line from 49 in my nozzleman, and we attacked the first bay on the left side, knocking down the fire from left to right. Once I had the main or the the fire under control, with the 2 bays pretty much knocked down. Fire specifically now at the rear of the building, which you just saw. What I did was I switched over to the 68 water pipe, extended my stick up, and I knocked down the roof fire. At that point then I switched back over to the 49 nozzleman, and that's when I came on today, and you saw the successful knockdown in the rear portion of the building. Now, taking into consideration if this all together, single player responding all these engines, you know, you're looking at probably 45 minutes altogether to get all. I would say less than that. You know, if you take these 6 pieces that I have right now and say 5 minutes of response from quarters to here, so you know that's 30 minutes just to get your rigs here. But once I got all set up, it probably took about maybe 10-15 minutes to knock down the fire. So the lengthiest part of this operation right now is playing single player and actually having to respond every single piece of equipment if you want to play the long route, what the ticket says on the MDC. Some guys choose not to. They'll take a truck and an engine and they'll do the job, and they won't respond battalion and all that. That's all, you know, user preference and such. So my coffee's getting cold. I've spoken too long. We can go into more tactics later with regards to if we had multiplayer, how we would have set it up. I think we all could see it would run really, really smooth. This is now Battalion Chief White of the B Tour of NYC-FDRP department. We are still taking members. Applications can be submitted through the application process. You go onto the Steam forums. Our chief of the department, Chief Dorenzo, he goes by the AKA Steam name of Sniper. And if you're interested in a very serious role play atmosphere, take a look at it and go to our forum site and look at the SOPs, eligibility, and whatnot. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this, and I am signing off. I'm going to be going 10-8 from this box.